Now, today I want to talk about feelings, right? As a man, you probably repress your feelings or desires for certain things. And you do that to hold up a self image of yourself so that in some way people can view you differently. I guess that's the dilemma of being a man is you need to be strong and stoic, but at the same time you cannot repress what makes you human, because that will paradoxically enough ruin your stoicism, right? Stoics aren't merely these creatures that are free of emotions, but they are people who simply know how to manage them and control them. And I guess one would approach our own feelings as we would approach the feelings of another human being. But you need to watch yourself as either somebody you want to take care of or somebody that is outside of yourself. Because in many ways, when we try to tell ourselves to do some things, we fail. That's because we are viewing ourselves as ourselves when we should view ourselves as a separate entity, because we are not this mind. This brain is composed in such a way that allows for certain things to happen, and we can only observe these things and behaviors. We can influence them, but at the same time, who is doing the influencing? I would say that is our higher consciousness. So let us say you have an addiction, right? You have an addiction to something, maybe drugs, substances, or gambling, or whatever it may be. A part of your unconsciousness drives this behavior, and thus you need to view your unconsciousness as something separate from you, because how are you supposed to change or remove this addiction when you view yourself as yourself? Like trying to stop yourself, it doesn't work. Have you ever tried someone else? Have you tried to stop somebody else from engaging in addictive behavior and failed? Our unconsciousness seems to be controlling itself. Let us say you're in a car accident. All you can do is react. You don't think of your dinner or what you're supposed to do that day. When you're in a car accident, or you're almost engaging in a car accident, you simply swerve as a reaction to that. And this reaction is unconscious, and you really didn't think of it, you just reacted. Now, if you were aware of it, you will react differently, right? If we're unaware of our consciousness, we cannot control it, but we can influence it. I will say that the modern type of psychoanalysis that see you as a part of yourself, and it sees your unconsciousness as a part of yourself, is, my hypothesis is, it's wrong to view this model of ourself as this. I would suggest that we view ourselves as a separate being that we can influence, right? We can only influence ourselves. We can influence ourselves into good behaviors and bad behaviors. We can choose to act upon things. We can choose to act upon things through the lens of influencing, right? We can only choose to not act. but we cannot choose to act. We can only choose to influence. So in some ways, trying to influence yourself is the only healthy step forward. Now, how can you do it practically? You can do it by watching yourself. Now, realizing this makes life a lot easier to handle, and it makes life, how you say it, less of a burden, and the exhaust that come from trying to always control yourself is gone, and the burden that you felt on your shoulders is also gone, because now you're trying to influence yourself instead of controlling yourself. Really, that's all I had to say. Just some thoughts that I had. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification as well. As always, stay great.